My interactions with Ariana were important for me to realize how different each international student's experience is. Even though we're all international students and we have some similarities, like we were talking about how much we miss our home food, how different the food is here, and how we miss having our traditional plates, and how the experience of cooking it was so good because it made us feel closer to home. There are some other things that she experienced very differently than me. She was talking about how there's more than 3 years that she hasn't been to Venezuela, that she barely see her parents. Her mother tried to buy a plane ticket this month, and the Venezuelan government did not let anyone leave Venezuela. And she was talking about how hard of a situation Venezuela is in now. They're in an economical and political crisis. She was telling me that she sends $100 for her grandma every month, and her grandma buys everything she needs for the month, for the whole month. The way that Adina talks about her country's current situation is heartbreaking because she talks of it with pain, even though she's so far away. She still feels it, and she still is affected to it, especially because most of her family is still in Venezuela. Very interesting thing that I noticed, even though how hard of a time Venezuela is going through, Ariana was telling me that she wants to go back home. She wants to finish studying here. She wants to become a good professional and go back home to help her country rebuild and help her country prosper. And that made me realize how proud she is of her country and how much she loves it. I wondered if the Brazilians had the same feeling, so I went talking to some of them, and most of my friends said they don't think of coming back. They want to stay here in the US or go to Europe. And it was very interesting to see how, even though we're both international students, and even though Venezuela is going through a way harder time than Brazil, the Venezuelans want to come back and the Brazilians don't. Made me realize how us Brazilians as a community, we tend to glorify what's foreign, and we tend to only see the problems in our country. And I've heard so many times, oh, Brazil has no solution, we have to leave it. So it was very heartbreaking in a way because I want to go back home and I love my country. But a lot of Brazilians don't feel like that. A lot of Brazilians don't want to go back home. So it was very interesting to compare those situations. And Ariana also mentioned how similar the Brazilians were to the Venezuelans. When we were cooking, she said she felt a lot like home because the way we act and the way we interact is very similar to the Venezuelans. She told me that the Brazilians are very full of energy and very caring, and that the Venezuelans are also like that. So it made her feel very close to home, and that was very interesting to see that we have some similarities as well. We're talking about how us as MSU students, what we could do to promote interaction between different backgrounds and different cultures. And Adiana was telling me that last year she joined the International Student Association, and it made her grow a lot as a person. It made her more aware of herself, and it also made her understand how to deal more with cultural differences. So she was telling me that she thinks that a project like this should be in every major because sometimes it's hard to step out of your cultural comfort zone. Sometimes it's hard to interact with different people. But at the moment you start doing it, you grow a lot and then you learn how to do it and then you do it more and more. And you as an individual grow and the community as a whole grows. So she thinks this is essential for any individual, and that could also be applied in the classroom. For you to know how to deal with cultural differences, you have to be exposed to it. It's essential that you understand the concept of it, but also know how to do it in real life. So knowing that not all of your students are going to have the same background, not all of them are going to do things the same way, not all of them are going to think the same way, is essential to deal with them and to be a better professional.